Dear world, I quit. Hello friendly friends, my name is KILEZA and this is the very first installment of Tea Talk Tuesday. A little bit of spirituality. I'm still working on the tagline. But this episode is called Dear World, I Quit, basically because I've recently, in the last year, made a decision to quit basically all of my jobs. Not all of them. I probably still have maybe 18% of my jobs still with me, but most of them I've quit. And what happened is the opposite of what I thought would happen. I thought that I would be broke and have less money, but just be happier. But actually, I ended up making more money, being offered better gigs out of the blue consistently, sleeping more, working less, and on top of that, still being happier. And yeah, it's been an interesting journey. It's been a fun journey. It's been scary, but mostly it's been exciting. And the journey really started last year when I met a girl from South Africa, and she brought all of her friends, about 12 friends from the whole of Africa that were here for some kind of conference. And they came to see me at one of my hotel gigs, and they were really sweet and like, oh man, we love it, you're amazing, your voice is so nice. They were like, man, why don't you do this? Why don't you go to this casting show? Or why don't you send your demo here? And I was like, yeah, I've done all those things. And they were really sweet, and but the way that they looked at me really kind of changed the way that I looked at myself. They kind of looked at me like I was doing the lowest, dirtiest dog job in the world, like I was cleaning the toilets or something. I mean, they were not mean, they were not rude, but they just were like, what are you doing? And so that kind of changed things for me, and that was a big eye-opener for me as well. And I never liked the job to begin with. It was just kind of like a nice steady income thing, you know. A musician, your life is always kind of here and there and in other people's hands sometimes. And so I just thought, okay, I'm in town, I'm not doing anything, why don't I just do this job and get a little bit of money? It's better than sitting at home and doing nothing. But at some point I just decided, like, okay, God, universe, higher self, whatever you want to call that, I deserve more than this. Like, I already had said this to myself many, many times. Like, I deserve more than this. I'm better than this. And I just felt like I was too good for that position. And so I made the decision to stop doing that job. And I work in a few hotels here. I worked in a few hotels here in Berlin, Germany. And I mean, I did many other jobs which were better paid as well. But, you know, it was a mix of everything. And I was working just a lot. And then, yeah, I ended up quitting a lot of these jobs. I burnt a few bridges. To some people, I was just like, don't call me. And this guy was like, so you're saying you don't want to do this anymore? I'm like, no, I don't. So some bridges are burnt. I mean, I wasn't rude or anything, I was always very polite, but I had to let this go. And this is something that you could tweet, is that I feel like when you let go of things that no longer serve you, you make room for the things that do serve you. And that was definitely true for me. Like, if you make room in your closet, you take out the clothes you don't like, you will soon find yourself having more time, money, to put more clothes into your closet as well. And so I was scared to make this move, but it really was the best thing that I've done. And I feel like at the time I was afraid that I would have to downgrade my life and eat rice and beans. But I said to myself, okay, even if I'm eating rice and beans, I'll be happier. Just put a little bit of spice, some oil, some salt, makes everything go down. But it turned out to be the opposite. And some really amazing job offers came to me. Like, kind of the jobs that I wanted more of just appeared like that. Like, it took a few months, but that's because I had to let go of even more kind of jobs that were not serving me. I got offered to sing backgrounds for a German pop star. I got offered to sing backgrounds for Eurovision. This guy who had been emailing for years to work with him emailed me back personally asking me to join a band. In the last 24 hours, I've had 3 requests for gigs. And what's even funnier is that I've also turned all of those gigs down. But I've been, you know, this guy who I know who's into export and import and all this thing, after months of ignoring my emails, has called me back and kind of offered me a really good deal. And if this deal works out, I basically won't have to work for a few years. So it may work out, it might not. But the point is that the level of things coming to me, the quality of things coming to me has changed drastically and dramatically. And it was only by me making space for that, by getting rid of the things that no longer serve me. And I just feel like we all are raised with this belief of like, you have to struggle, you have to kill yourself for your work, you have to work hard to get money. And it sounds crazy, I know, for most people to hear that, but it's actually not true. It's only true because you believe it's true. And I think it's important to spend time changing your beliefs. There's many ways to do that, and I'm not here to be anybody's gurus. You can Google that and email that, and some people, you know, just change their beliefs in an instant. And the truth is, if you're living in the moment, if you know that you have a habit, you have the power to change that at any moment, because it's just the thoughts that you're thinking. You keep thinking, oh, I won't have enough money. Oh, I have to work hard. But, you know, if you can, in the moment, change the way that you think about those things, then I know that it works, because it has really worked for me. Bashar is one of my favorite spiritual teachers, and I love the way that he describes it, you know, and I've always known this, but he says it in a much more beautiful way, is that if you want to change your outside world, you have to start on the inside. So if you're looking at a mirror and you want to change what's on the mirror, then you should just smile. And then the mirror reflection changes. But you don't change the mirror. You don't punch the mirror or like draw something on it or turn it upside down. You here have to change in order to change what you see on the mirror. And so, yeah, I just feel like it's all about changing you, changing your thoughts. And once you do that, your vibration changes. And what happened with that gig before is the energy of that gig, the energy of those people, the treatment, everything was low. And I kind of, it's just not the best analogy, but I kind of make an analogy to like rolling in dirt or poop or something. And that leaves a smell on you. You know, you can't see it, but it's a vibration that spreads out throughout the world. And people can smell that on you. And once I stopped associating with those people rolling in the dirt, rolling in the deep, I had a different smell about me. I probably smelled better. And the people out there who now want to book me for these better jobs, they smell that. And when you decide I deserve something of better quality, then the world really listens to you. The universe listens to you. You know, as humans, we are much more sensitive and aware of things than we really realize. I had a friend of mine who was here in Germany. Well, she's not a friend, but an older roommate. She was here in Germany. Her boyfriend at the time was in Peru, and yeah, at some point she just had this hunch that he was cheating on her, and he denied it. I mean, but weeks later it came out that at that moment it was true. So the way that we work energetically, we are really aware of much more than we think. And it's the same like when you have an ex-boyfriend and you finally like, I'm over him, and then next thing you know, he calls you because he energetically as well feels like, oh, she's, you know, cutting the cord, she's kind of, you know, over me or whatever. So yeah, those have just been my experiences with changing my job and everything. And really the only reason that I was working so hard was to make my own music, which you can listen to. I'll put some links below. And I've made 2 CDs now that I really love and believe in. And So I'm starting this journey now, Tea Talk Tuesday, and I'm doing a few other videos, but this is good for me as well because it gives me some accountability to be able to be like, okay, I said I was going to quit all my jobs, so I have to stick to it. I mean, I'm taking it slow. I have turned down a lot of things, but I do really believe that we're worth it. You're worth better than what you think you're worth. That life can work out in ways that you could never believe. Synchronicities can pop up and happen, and you just kind of have to open yourself up to that and let go of the fear. And that is part of my journey now. As I work to promote these 2 CDs that I love, is to let go of the fear and to focus my time on things that I love to do. So that means that's the reason why I'm letting go of more and more gigs and doing more and more of what I love. Because when you exude that love energy, people smell it. People smell those beautiful roses and your life just changes. And I've seen it for myself. My life is changing right before my eyes, and I hope it continues to do so. And yeah, that's all I have to say. So thank you so much for joining me. Finally did it. I was a little bit nervous to do this because I think it's really weird to sit at home in front of a bunch of lights and talk to a camera. But it's important for me. My spirituality has always been a big part of my life. It's a big part of who I am, and it's a big part of my music, even though it's not really in my lyrics yet or anything. But I feel like all our challenges in life and our purpose here has to do with our soul and what we want to accomplish and who we want to be. So thank you for listening to the first official Tea Talk Tuesday. It will be for now every first of the month. So look out for it. Hashtag Tea Talk Tuesday. And yeah, all my info is below. And I would like to hear from you now. Leave me a comment as to how you feel about letting go of jobs, letting go of things that don't serve you. Again, I would like to state, I'm not here to be anybody's guru. I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm saying this is my experience, and I'm saying that if this has piqued your interest, look into it and see what's possible for you, and just experiment with some small things. Let go of some small things that don't really serve you and see where that takes you. Read a book, watch some interviews, change your thoughts, listen to some affirmations. This is just the first series of many, so I hope we can continue this discussion, and I'd love to hear you guys' feedback. And yeah, that's all. Thank you. Bye.